Hey there, Chris with Crutchfield Tech Support here again, showing you some more on the backup camera world. This time out we're doing a sedan, Toyota Corolla, and we've got our camera, license plate style here. We'll take the plate and the camera, it's going to go right there. Now I've popped this light fixture out right here. That's going to be my ingress headed towards inside the car for my cable from the camera. I'm going to have to notch that out just a little bit. There's needing room for the wire itself. So we're going to take a file, probably notch out just a tiny bit of the factory plastic there. We'll be going up so water won't trail inside the car. Now also, the way the back end here is constructed, going to need to pop this trim panel here just to kind of get it out of my way a little bit, get the carpeting down. We can go ahead and do that. There we go. All right, so we're going to be connecting the wiring. We're going to run our reverse gear wire to the front. So back here, I've exposed where the reverse gear wire is. This wire feeds the backup lamps on both sides of the car here. It runs cross car, comes from the front. So we're going to use one of our posi taps, and I'm going to use one of our wire stripper tools here just to nick the wire a little bit so I can make sure the tap actually gets in it. So I'm not going to cut the wire. I'm just going to expose a tiny bit of the copper there. I'm just going to go ahead and attach this now, one of our posi tap products. This is going to give us our connection for the power for the camera and trigger the head unit as well. And I will add my camera wire to that in a little bit when I get that ready. Just going to go ahead and put this on here now. You want to make sure that that pin pierces into the metal. Once you've made your attachment to the wire, it's not a bad idea just to double check it before you move on and make sure that it's actually going to give you your connection. Put your meter on your tone setting for continuity. Little speaker symbol shows up. And this should show continuity to ground. There we go, it sure does. So I know my connection into the target wire in the car is solid, so I don't have to worry about that later on. So now we've got to get the cable to come through from the bumper underneath. It's going to end up drilling with a 3/8 inch bit to match our grommet. Now with the bigger drill bits, they tend to skate a bit across the surface of the metal. So a good idea, take yourself a punch. If you don't have a punch, that's okay. A 16-penny nail or similar. Nice heavy metal pointed object. And a mallet or a hammer. You find your spot here on the back. That's going to keep my drill from skating on me. Going to get a little bit more light on the subject so I can see a little better what I'm doing in there. It's pretty overcast today here at the bay. I've got this light, a little drop light. And I've got the drill bit here, the 3/8 inch. And that's the hole needed for the grommet. Don't try to go full bore right off the bat, especially if there's anything on the other side of where the hole's going to be. I've got plenty of clearance on the other side. Oh, there we go. And we're through. There we go. Sit that down over yonder. I might have to use a file to ream that out a little bit. I got to get the wire through, so I'm just going to have this bolt act like an extra hand for me and hold my camera in place so I don't leave it laying on the ground there. There we go. So I'll need to notch this out a little bit, and I'll do that in a minute. Right now I'm going to feed this up and over. I can reach up inside here and grab it. And then there. And put that through the grommet. Carefully bring the cable in, and this is going to end up about here. We can adjust that a little bit as needed. There's the cable into the vehicle. Now, we have quite a lot of cable, much more than we really need for this particular vehicle. It's a shorter car. And this is the 4-pin to 4-pin cable that powers the camera, but we got to make sure those line up with each other, like so. And a good firm push. There we go. And then, as discussed earlier, we're going to hook up. We need a chassis ground, and we prepped our backup lamp wire already right here. So unscrew the bottom of that guy. Use our strippers, and again, this is the hot wire, the plus 12V, going to the backup lamps. There we go. So now twist the threads of copper together tightly. And you can see that's a pretty thin wire. It's not terribly fat. It's probably on the order of a 22 gauge in this particular setup. And the copper will push into the bottom of the other piece. Tighten that down. There we go. That's tight. Give a little tug. Make sure it's tight. There we go. So that takes care of our hot wire connection. And this little clip, like I said before, is going to go right back in place here, a factory mount for that connector. And I'll stash all this wiring back under in here when I'm getting done. So I need to get a ground wire connection as well. So that's going to be my black lead here, which I can peel apart from the other guy. There we go. And for the ground, you can either add a ring connector to the end of it, or you can basically make a ring connector out of the wire itself, which is a easy little thing to do, like so. So that's just going to go up under the bolt head. And I've got a factory bolt here already. I need a socket to get that out. That's probably about a 10 mil. There we go. All right, now we have our camera grounded and we've got it connected for power. Again, we'll stash all this wiring in a bit here. So now we need to run the cable from the back to the front. We'll be able to follow back behind the carpeting here. Let's see. There we go. All right. And this cable is omnidirectional. It doesn't matter which direction I started out in. Both ends are the same. There we go. Now we can see where the factory guys took their cable through. Right there. So we're going to try to snake through with that. See where this comes out on the other side, hopefully. Okay, so I just pushed the fish a little bit into the car from the back end. You saw me do that following the factory release cable. So back here in this particular Corolla, I can actually grab the bolster on the side of the seat and just pull it out a little bit here. And I see my fish popping through right here. So I brought it to a point where I'll be able to grab it. Now I'm going to go fix my cable to it and pull that through and get it into this part of the car. I'm just going to use some tape to attach this to the end of my fish. There we go. Be able to undo that in a moment. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull that through. Get over here now. Pull the bolster. Made it through. There we go. All right, so detach this guy from here. Get rid of my tape. Now I need to pull the majority of the cable forward that I'm going to need for the install. All right, so now we'll get this scuff plate up here. So I'm going to need to lift up on that a bit and get that out from under. There we go. And I'm going to be able to tuck this cable right down in along the side here behind this. Actually, will just fit nicely tucked right in. I'll work it under the edge of this going forward. And the carpet has a piece under the edge of it. It's going to allow me to tuck that in here under the wire channel. End up putting that back in position where it was right there. Tuck the cable up underneath of this plate as well. And we'll take the camera cable and we're going to snake along up under the dashboard here. And when we're doing that, we have to find a location where I can zip tie it up and secure it, get it out of the way so that the pedals, the gas pedal, brake pedal, all that sort of thing under the dash, when you're operating those things, you don't break your camera cable. All right, so went and grabbed my work light, get a little bit of more light on my topic here. Got my fish, got my tape. So here's the end of my video cable. I already got him fished this far over here. So he's gonna go up and across, and oh yeah, I've got plenty of cable. So step up in here and take a look down through my dashboard opening. Oh yeah, good, plenty of light down there. I can see the light at the bottom, but my hands are too big. My arms are too big to fit down through there. So we'll use our buddy the fish again. These things are great. And you can make a fish out of a coat hanger. All right. Get a little piece of tape. Don't need a lot. It's not going to need to stay like the Rock of Gibraltar or something. And when you're attaching the cable, be sure that you get the RCA jack itself pointed away from the direction of travel so it won't snag up either. And be patient, go slow, jiggle a little here and there as you need to, and voila, we have a video cable into the dash region. And just take this tape off, keep the fish going. Bye, buddy. All right. And next up, we're going to need to get the head unit installed here. I got one more wire connection to make at the back for the actual power for the camera. And then we should be ready to plug it in and test it out. All right. So to mount this up, as I've looked at it, I've discovered that the way the clip on this unit works out, I don't even have to modify it. It's actually going to snap back into place just right there. So I'm going to do that after I get the plate going on. So the plate mount goes in behind. We can adjust it side to side a little bit as needed. There we go. Get you started. Get you started. There we go. It's actually going to lay right up through that little clip spot right there. So I don't even have to notch it or cut it or anything. There we go. Just lay it right in there. There we go. All right, so earlier I showed you making the one wire connection back here, but I actually needed to connect two wires. So I'm redoing this. I had left everything open. I forgot about the literal wire back at that point for the camera power. pulling back here. So we've got our posi lock, which is nice and easy if you do forget to put the 2 into the 1. So we got our 2 wires. This one is the camera power wire, and this one is our convenience wire in the video cable. So I'm going to make this connection here at the back, and we're going to hook that other end of the red wire to the reverse trigger wire of the stereo itself. All right, so we finished up on the basic installation. We still got a few things to put together back up in the front of the car, but we've tested it. The backup camera is working properly as it should. So if you like what you saw, if you want to be able to do the same for your own car, we can help you. We've got the products. And then if you hit snags, of course, you can get a hold of us for some help. But hopefully these videos that you're watching at Crutchfield are going to help you with how to do this for yourself. Thank you now. Take care. Have a good one.